This is a war across time from the future. These creatures are not zombies, but terrifying alien beasts that humans have named the White Spikes. In 2048, they invaded Earth out of nowhere, and no one has ever discovered their home planet. Brutal and predatory, the White Spikes hunt humans for food. They reproduce at an astonishing rate and possess formidable combat strength. In just 2 years, human civilization fell completely, leaving fewer than 500,000 survivors across the globe. Cornered by extinction, the remaining humans built a time machine, hoping to travel back to the past and reverse humanity's doomed fate. Fast forward to June 2026. The whole world is tuning in to watch the World Cup final between Messi's team and Ronaldo's team. While everyone is enjoying the game, a mysterious wormhole suddenly opens up in the center of the stadium, and fully armed soldiers step out from it. The crowd in the stands and audiences watching at home are utterly stunned. A black female soldier calms the panicked crowd and reveals the truth. They are soldiers from the future. 30 years from now, alien creatures will launch a full-scale invasion and drive humanity to total extinction, and they need people in the present day to stand and fight alongside them. This unbelievable story throws everyone into chaos and confusion.
This is a joke.
Authorities launch an immediate investigation and eventually confirm the soldiers truly come from the future. All nations around the world join forces to build massive fleets of time travel devices, sending their elite troops to the future non-stop to fight off the alien invaders. The war proves far more brutal than anyone could have imagined. Despite putting up a fierce resistance, humanity suffers devastating losses, and troop numbers dwindle rapidly. With no other choice, governments loosen recruitment rules and begin drafting ordinary civilians into service. Our protagonist, Dan Forrester, is a retired Marine who now works as a high school teacher. He is in the middle of a class when he receives an emergency draft notice and is ordered to report to a military base right away. To avoid dangerous time paradoxes, the military enforces strict selection rules. Only people fated to die before the alien invasion are eligible for the time travel mission. Scans confirm Dan will pass away in 7 years, making him a perfect candidate. Confused, he tries to ask about the details of his death when a sharp pain shoots through his arm. A strange high-tech device materializes on his wrist. The female soldier beside him explains it is a multifunctional time travel wristband equipped with communication and tracking systems. Dan returns home with a heavy heart and tells his wife everything. Both of them know this mission is almost certainly a one-way trip. After bidding his family farewell, Dan heads to the assembly base. A red emergency alarm blares across the base, ordering everyone to deploy immediately. All personnel gather in the main hall. Bright light fills the air overhead, and a gigantic wormhole slowly takes shape. An invisible force yanks everyone upward into the portal. Mid-transit, the system malfunctions and the spatial coordinates go haywire, yet it is too late to abort the journey. The travelers plummet from the sky once they arrive in the future. Some land on rooftops and survive the fall, while others crash to the ground and die instantly. The team is nearly wiped out before they even catch sight of the enemy. Only Dan escapes death by accidentally landing in a swimming pool. The survivors stare in terror at the ruined, hellish city stretched out before them. The White Spikes have taken complete control, and humans have no way to hold them back. To wipe out the alien threat, the military plans a full carpet bombing of the urban area. Soon after, the team receives new orders from command. They must head to a nearby research facility to rescue trapped scientists. When they reach the site, they find all the researchers have been slaughtered, which means alien creatures are most likely hiding inside the building. Meanwhile, military bombers are already in the air and will reach the target zone in 6 minutes. The commander issues an immediate evacuation order. As the group heads downstairs, trouble strikes again. Roars echo from the top floor. Dan shines his flashlight upward and gets a clear look at the alien's horrifying appearance, and the whole team opens fire on the rooftop. They soon regret this move, for there is not just one monster, but an entire horde. The team spins around and flees downstairs, with the White Spikes chasing them relentlessly. A soldier tries to block the door to slow the creatures down, only to be violently thrown back and severely injured. Dan fires continuously, but the aliens have impenetrable hides that shrug off regular bullets. Once his weapon runs empty, he still has not wounded a single beast. He grabs a fire axe and swings it wildly at the attackers. Just as things look hopeless, his teammates arrive to back him up. Working together, they take down one alien and race to escape the building. Countless White Spikes flood every street outside. Military fighter jets will arrive in 3 minutes, so the team must evacuate the red danger zone at once, with the monsters hot on their heels. When despair sets in, rescue convoys appear on the scene, giving everyone a new glimmer of hope. But relief does not last long. As another crisis unfolds, aliens block their path forward, while more enemies close in from behind, trapping the entire team. They fight their way forward, firing non-stop as they struggle to break free. Overwhelmed by the sheer number of monsters, more team members fall wounded or lose their lives. Right on schedule, the fighter jets arrive and drop bombs across the battlefield. The group narrowly escapes the red zone, yet the danger is far from over. Hordes of white spikes keep chasing after them, and the aerial bombardment continues, forcing everyone to find cover fast. They climb over fences and run through tunnels, but the aliens never let up. More lives are lost in the endless fight. Wounded soldiers, knowing they cannot escape, choose to stay behind and hold off the monsters, buying precious time for their comrades.
Weapon free.
Dan regains consciousness inside a military base. He meets the mission's female commander and feels a strange sense of familiarity. When she tells him her name, the truth hits him hard. This commander is his fully grown daughter from the future.
You mind Mary Forrester?
I'm Mary Forrester.
She tells him grimly that humanity is losing the war badly, and there is only one final plan left to turn the tide. They will form a capture team to sneak into the alien's nest and seize a live white spike. By studying the live specimen, scientists can develop a specialized toxin capable of killing every last one of these creatures. Dan's key mission is to bring the toxin back to the present, where modern resources will be used to mass produce it and stop the apocalypse before it ever begins. The capture team creeps carefully into the nest and successfully sedates one white spike. Disaster strikes out of nowhere. The sedated alien suddenly wakes up and launches a brutal attack, killing multiple soldiers before they can react. The female commander rushes in to assist her teammates. The enraged beast lets out a deafening roar to call its kin, and thousands of white spikes surge out of the nest and charge toward the group. Sensing mortal danger, Dan dives into a cave for cover. His daughter is surrounded and fighting for her life. He seizes his chance, grabs the alien's tail and holds it tight. The rest of the team works together to lock the creature inside a steel cage, then transports it away by helicopter. Swarms of white spikes pour out of the nest in pursuit and shoot down one of the aircraft. With no other options, father and daughter flee the scene by car. After a harrowing chase, they reach an offshore military base, humanity's last line of defense, and the captured white spike is safely delivered here. Father and daughter immediately begin developing and testing the lethal toxin. With a live genetic sample to work with, their research success rate skyrockets. After numerous rounds of experiments and adjustments, they create a toxin with a 100% effectiveness rate. At long last, humanity has a weapon to destroy the white spikes. Just then, the caged alien grows extremely agitated. It breaks free from the sedative and roars repeatedly, sending distress signals to its kind. Base alarms blare loudly as endless white spikes surround the facility, breach the outer defenses and climb up the walls. Defenders fire every weapon they have, but the alien horde is simply too large. Humanity's final stronghold crumbles and stands on the verge of falling. Dan and his daughter plan to evacuate with the only sample of the toxin aboard a helicopter. This is humanity's last hope for survival. Aliens block every exit, forcing them to fight their way through the crowd. Moments before reaching the helipad, his daughter is struck and injured by an alien. The captured white spike also breaks free and chases them down. A massive explosion tears through the base, destroying all helicopters and leaving them completely trapped. The countdown for his time travel activation hits 1 minute and he will be sent back to the present automatically. Realizing there is no way out, his daughter gives him the toxin and sacrifices herself, getting dragged away by the incoming monsters. He reaches out to pull her to safety, but it is too late. Hordes of hunting aliens wait below. He tries to jump after her, but the time travel process kicks in, and he is forcefully transported back to his own era. Only a handful of time travelers survive the mission. When Dan wakes up, he receives devastating news. The offshore base in the future has fallen, and the portal connecting the two timelines is permanently severed. No one can travel to the future to offer support anymore. Learning the truth, civilians fall into panic and start rioting. People have lost their loved ones for a war that has now become unwinnable, and all their sacrifices amount to nothing. Dan brings the toxin to government leaders, only to be told they have decided to surrender. Humanity can do nothing but wait helplessly for the alien invasion 26 years from now. Have all their efforts been in vain? Heartbroken, he returns home. Staring at his young daughter, vivid memories of the brutal future battles flood his mind. He tells his wife everything, hoping to find some comfort. A reminder from his wife leads him to a crucial missing piece. No one has ever figured out where the white spikes originally came from. What if these aliens have been living on Earth all along? The next day, Dan gathers all surviving time travelers to run tests on tissue samples taken from the white spikes, and the results are shocking. These creatures originate from the snow-capped mountains of northern Russia. The white spikes likely arrived on Earth thousands of years ago. They only launched their invasion in 2048 because melting glaciers woke them from their long slumber. The team decides to head to the mountains to uncover the full truth. With no funding or supplies from the government, Dan turns to his father, who owns a private plane, for help. The group gears up and sets off, finally arriving at their destination. Scanners detect highly abnormal magnetic fields across the area, and a massive pit sits in the middle of the snowfield. They blast through the thick ice and discover an ancient nest at the bottom, along with a frozen alien spacecraft. They cut open the hull and step inside, inside, only to find the long-dead, mummified bodies of the ship's original alien crew. These extraterrestrials had crashed here by accident centuries ago, and the white spikes were merely creatures they kept in captivity. The team wastes no time injecting the lethal toxin into all white spike embryos inside the craft. The embryos let out pain cries, proving the toxin works perfectly. Unfortunately, the noise rouses every dormant white spike on board. Countless newly hatched monsters fill the entire spacecraft. Killing them one by one is impossible, so the only solution is to destroy the entire ship. One teammate volunteers to stay behind, detonating the explosives and burying the aliens and the vessel deep beneath the glaciers alongside himself. One female white spike manages to escape the blast. Females of this species possess an incredible reproductive ability, and if she survives, the end of the world will arrive far sooner than expected. Father and son immediately give chase and spot her tracks across the snow. Dan's father opens fire, but the alien charges forward without fear. Dan rams her with a motorcycle, knocking her to the ground. The two men keep shooting and eventually corner her at the edge of a cliff. As they move closer to check on her, the monster vanishes without a trace. In the blink of an eye, she ambushes them from behind. A fierce fight breaks out, and Dan suffers a serious wound to his leg. As the beast lunges straight for him, he grabs one of its sharp claws and stabs it through the eyes. Dan's father fires follow-up shots to cripple the creature. Even blinded, the alien remains fierce and dangerous. Seeing his son in mortal danger, the father cuts his palm and uses the scent of his blood to draw the monster's attention.
Sorry, son. No!
Dan sneaks around behind it, slits its throat and shoves the toxin straight into its mouth. The toxin spreads rapidly throughout its body, destroying it from the inside. In the end, the last female white spike tumbles off the cliff and perishes completely. This war across time finally comes to an end. The massive explosion in the glaciers draws official attention, and the military plans to send elite units to investigate and eliminate any remaining alien threats. This story leaves everyone with a profound lesson. Human technology may let us travel through time, but the key to saving the future always lies in what we do right now. Change the present, and you will rewrite the future.